The deadline for filing your taxes is in 2 days, which means you need to hurry and get them done if you haven't yet. For those of you who may have some last-minute questions, joining me today is CPA David Gandel. Thank you so much for joining me.
Well, thanks for having me.
Yes, definitely. Now, what should families be on the lookout for when it comes to tax credits or deductions?
Well, the family should get all their records together. One question is, are your children school-age children? If both parents work, then is there child care? If there is child care, the child care, there's a credit, a child tax credit, depending upon your income level, and so that would be something to look for.
That's great.
If you have a lot of children, you're on the lower end of the income scale, you quite possibly would qualify for earned income credit. So there's a couple of good credits that families should look into.
Sure.
And also, if they've had a change in their life this last year, where they've added a child in 2008. Well, last year's stimulus payment did not include that child, but this year they can go back and pick that up.
Wow. Oh, that's good to know.
Yeah.
It definitely is. Do you have any suggestions for newlyweds as they file their taxes, together for the first time?
Well, I think that they should take and look at how they're withholding on their paychecks, which it might require them to take and adjust their W-4, which is, before they were probably filing single and zero, single and one. They get married, of course there's extra dependencies because there's two of them now, but there's also additional income, and they very well could push themselves up into the next tax bracket. So that would be something to look into.
Definitely, definitely. And what if the taxpayer hasn't filed yet? How do you file quickly? Is there a way to do that?
Well, if you have a simple tax return, the IRS, through their website, www.irs.gov, has a free file. And if you make a little under $50,000, you can file your federal free.
Nice.
And they have a couple of providers that have that service, and then they will, for a fee, let you file your state.
Okay.
You can also take and you get the forms from the IRS website that you can actually fill out online and then print and mail them in if you'd like.
That's great. What about extensions?
Well, an extension is an extension to file, not an extension to pay.
Okay.
So it's at some point you have to take and determine whether or not you are going to owe any, more than 10% of the tax due.
Okay.
Because if you file an extension and you don't pay, then you are still liable for what they call the failure to pay penalty, which is 0.5% per month.
Wow.
Up to 25% of the unpaid for any month or part of a month on the unpaid balance.
So that could hurt.
Yes, it could. And of course that interest is not tax deductible.
Right, that's true. So, okay, now aside from taxes, do you have any suggestions on how families should be saving right now during these tough economic times?
Well, I think families should take and look at their priorities and determine how much they want to pay themselves. Because when we save, we pay ourselves.
There you go. Nice.
If the husband or wife or both are working and their employer offers a 401k match, you should participate in that as much as you can afford.
Okay.
Because you're paying yourself and you're getting additional non-taxable funds from your employer. And then outside of that, they should work towards having a 6-month cushion in case something happens. If someone loses a job, someone gets really sick.
Right.
So it's all part of those. I consider the saving as essential as having health insurance.
Wow, really? So when you say 6 months, you mean 6 months salary just saved? Okay.
Right.
Oh my goodness. So that would be tough, but like you said, it's worth it if an emergency arises or someone does lose a job.
Well, and it's important that 6 months seems like a big number, but big numbers are the result of small numbers done consistently.
Oh. So you can do it easily then?
Well, it's not easy, but if you discipline yourself and you set aside a percentage and you put that away and it's not there, then before you know it, it's grown.
Wow. That's great. Great advice. Thank you so much.
You're welcome.